You don't need to wait until next Monday to change your life. You don't need a perfect plan, a new journal, or a new version of yourself. You can start to becoming the woman you want to be right now, exactly as you are. For the longest time, I thought being a valued woman meant to be like a perfect woman. I thought it meant being confident all the time, having flawless discipline, never making mistakes, never losing control. But what I've learned is that being high value isn't about perfection at all. It's about peace. It's about how you treat yourself when nobody's watching, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are and what you stand for. And today I want to show you how to become that woman. Not someday, but starting now. Not through theory, but through real, grounded changes that you can feel today. My own transformation started when I realized how often I betrayed myself. It wasn't in big dramatic ways. It was small, sudden moments that happened every single day. Saying yes when I actually wanted to say no, pretending that I was fine when the truth wasn't, overworking for earned approval even when I was already exhausted. Every time I did that, I sent myself to quiet message. You don't matter as much as they do. And the more I repeated that, the smaller I became. The day I finally saw it clear, I whispered to myself, not this time. That was the moment I took my power back, because awareness is the first step of self-respect. If you want to become a high-valued woman, start noticing the small moments when you betrayed yourself. When you feel that happening, stop. Take a breath and say softly, not this time. That sentence alone will start changing your life. After awareness come boundaries. And honestly, that was the hardest lesson for me to learn. I used to think saying no was rude or selfish. So I said yes to everything, every favor, every plan, every request. But inside I was angry and drained. I wasn't being kind. I was being dishonest to myself. One night I was supposed to meet some friends after a long day. I was exhausted and really just wanted to rest. My old self will force a smile and go anyway. But that night I decided to do something different. I took a deep breath and texted, "Thank you for the invite, but I'm staying tonight at home." Just like that. Actually, I was terrified to hit send, but when I did, I felt this strange calm I hadn't felt in years. And that's what a boundary feels like. Peace instead of guilt. And I realized every time that I said no to what really drained me, I was saying yes to the woman I was becoming. The next thing I changed was my energy. I noticed I was always rushing, walking fast, talking fast, thinking fast. Even when I tried to appear confident, my body was anxious. So I decided to move differently. I just slowed down. I straightened my posture. I took deeper breaths and looked up instead of down. It sounds simple, but that shift changed how I felt about myself. People responded differently. I started to feel grounded instead of tense. So from now on, walk slower, breathe deeper, and carry yourself like the woman that you want to be. Your body will teach your mind that you are already her. I used to think that confidence comes from big accomplishments, but the truth is it comes from self-trust. And self-trust is built by keeping promises, not to other people, but for yourself. For years, I will set huge goals, then quit after a few days and wonder why I felt like a failure. I didn't realize that every broken promise was quietly teaching me to not believe in myself. How crazy that is. So I stopped focusing on the big things and started keeping small promises. Drink a full glass of water when I woke up, stretch for 10 minutes before going to bed, finished one simple task before watching my phone. It wasn't about perfection, it was about consistency. After a few weeks, I realized I kind of started to trust on myself again. That was when my confidence started to grow naturally. So if you want to rebuild your confidence, start small. Make one promise to yourself today and keep it. That's really how self-respect begins. I grew up believing that strength meant control, planning, pushing, and forcing, and it kind of worked until I burned out. Then I learned that real power, feminine power, comes from flow. It's not about giving up. It's about trusting. It's about knowing that what's meant for you will never require you to abandon your peace to keep it. When I started letting things flow, life became softer, but also stronger. I learned to pause before reacting, to breathe before deciding, and to move with intentions instead with urgency. Now, for every decision, I ask myself first, am I moving from peace or from panic? That question has saved me for countless wrong choices. The biggest shift came when I stopped waiting to be ready and started acting like the woman that I wanted to become. Every time I face a decision, I ask myself one simple question. What will my high value self do right now? Will she chase after someone that was half in? Would she waste her morning scrolling? Would she say yes out of fear or no out of self-respect? Every time I choose the higher answer, my life aligned a little more. And one day I realized I didn't have to ask myself anymore. I had already become her. That's the secret. You don't wait to feel like her. You act like her, and your confidence follows. Now, we have talked about awareness, confidence, trust, and energy. But I want to end this with something you can do right now. I call this the Start Now Challenge. And that's exactly how I started to shift my life from chaos to confidence. Let's do it together. First, pause. Take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. That's you grounding your nervous system. That's you telling your body, I'm safe, I'm present, I am control. Second, choose one small promise to keep today. Something simple. Drink a glass of water, write some journal, stretch for like 4 minutes before bed, say it out loud, and do it before the day ends. And when you keep it, you'll feel a spark of pride, and that can no one give you but yourself. Third, say one honest no. There's probably something that you have been tolerating that doesn't feel right. It could be a plan you don't want to attend, a habit that drains you, or a person who takes more than they give. Say no this time. You don't owe anyone an explanation. That one decision will shift your energy immediately. Fourth, move differently for the rest of the day. Lift your chin, soften your shoulders, breathe deeper, walk through the world as if you already know your worth, because you do. And finally, clean one small corner of your space. Your desk, your car, your phone. It doesn't matter where you start. When you remove something that no longer serves you, you make room for something better. If you do these 5 things today, just these 5, you will already feel different by tonight. That's how fast your life can shift when you stop waiting for motivation and start leading yourself with intention. Becoming a high-value woman isn't about chasing perfection. It's about building space, self-trust, and emotional strength through small daily choices. It's about saying no when you mean no, keeping your promises, slow down, and showing up for yourself like you've never had before. You don't need to wait for a new chapter. This is your new chapter. Start now. And if this message spoke to you, subscribe. Because this space is for women who are done performing and ready to lead themselves. We are building confidence, discipline, and calm together, one decision at a time. Your new life doesn't begin later. It begins the moment you decide you're worth showing up. And that moment is right now. I'm Leah Gomez, and thanks for watching this video until its end. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!